Hello everyone, this is Heralania. Welcome back to my playthrough of Dragon Quest VII, Fragments of the Forgotten Past for the 3DS. Previously, at the Temple Palace, the party helped Hadid defeat the Skeleton Squire. Just who is Hadid? Back in the town of Al-Balad, her Hadid has received quite a reception. Now let's check around again. Master Hadid has returned and appears to be unharmed. And yet, his expression is one of anguish. Perhaps the serpent did not respond to his summoning. Serpent capitalized. Is that a proper name? I always believed that Master Hadid would return. Indeed, I have been stockpiling weapons, ready for the moment when he will lead the charge into the monster's stronghold atop the serpent's scaly hide. What's the serpent, anyway? Is that what Hadid was looking for in the Temple Palace? What's a serpent, Davalos? Is it some kind of big snake? It sounds a bit scary if you ask me. I wonder if Master Hadid has found the serpent, or Queen Fertiti, or the young men who were forced to build that monstrous likeness. So many questions. I must speak to Master Hadid right away. I cannot begin to explain my relief at seeing Master Hadid return to Al-Balad alive and well. Meow. Hello, cat. Finally our hero has returned. Across the vast sandy expanse, along the banks of the mighty Nile. He has gone to great lengths to seek out the ancient serpent. He must be beyond exhaustion. Can it truly be? Can it truly be that Master Hadid has returned? And all this while, I was convinced that the monster had eaten him whole. But no, he has returned. Hello, Hadid. Elder Khalid, Father, are you home? It is I, Hadid. I wish to speak with you. My dear boy, you were gone a long time, and yet the village has stood firm in your absence. We have suffered no casualties since you left. However, our situation remains dire. The skies above are dark. Queen Fertiti's whereabouts are unknown. We are consumed with anxiety. Indeed, you are our last and only hope. Please, tell me that you bring good news. Did you reach the banks of the Nile? Did you locate the serpent? With its assistance, perhaps we can rid ourselves of the monster's scourge at last. I have yet to seek out the serpent. What? Father, I assume that you are aware of what the monsters have done to the Temple Palace. It has been utterly despoiled. The fiends there had to be punished. Fortunately, with the assistance of these travelers, I was able to do just that. We also dug fresh graves for those who perished there. They are now at peace. I see. We thank you for your support. Wait, there's more to tell. I found this in the possession of what appeared to be the leader of the monsters infesting the Temple Palace. That necklace. Huh, but this is... Yes, it is the sacred heirloom of our royal family, passed down through the generations to our current queen. She must have given it to the monsters in a pathetic attempt to spare her life. All the troubles that have befallen us are due to her foolishness and ill judgment. This is further proof of that. If she had only listened to me and abandoned the folly of constructing the great likeness, the monsters would never have focused their eye on our kingdom, our home. This necklace has been in the royal family for generations. It is the mark of the Queen of the Desert. How could Fertiti bring herself to place it in a monster's clutches? One who's capable of such an act is not worthy of being called queen. She is responsible for all our woes. Enough, Hadid. Who is that? The elder's wife. Mother, you do not look well. Does some ailment afflict you? Yes, my boy, the ailment of age. Even walking becomes troublesome as one grows older. Look at me, Hadid. I am so terribly weak. Should monsters attack the village, I would have no hope of escape. It is in order to aid helpless people such as I that Queen Fertiti ordered the construction of the Great Likeness, so that even the weakest of her subjects might survive and thrive here in the sands of our home. How dare you speak ill of such a person? How dare you? My lady, please. Hadid, living in this world calls for strength of character, and strength of character can only come from a kind heart. You must never forget that. Never. The Great Likeness was constructed to protect the weak. Still, this does not explain why Queen Fertiti would barter for her life so pathetically. No, I cannot place my trust in her. You understand, do you not? After everything that has been said, you understand my position? Something is hidden here, secreted away beneath the gemstone. I cannot get it free. No, it is stuck fast. Perhaps just one more try. There, I have it. What is this? A folded piece of parchment. In the name of the sands, this is, it's... What is it, Father? Father, please, you must speak. Tell us what is written on the parchment. By all that is sacred, please, heavenly powers, bestow your manifold protections upon Her Majesty, Queen Fertiti. Father? If you wish to know its contents, you must read it for yourself. My beloved subjects. Beloved indeed. How dare she? Hadid reads Queen Fertiti's letter aloud. My beloved subjects, I pray that you are all safe and well. Rest assured that I have come to no harm. I do, however, have sad news to impart. The construction of the likeness of the great evil has been completed. Its completion is the reason why the skies have darkened, why Mother Nile runs high and angry. The monsters increase in number with each passing day. No doubt, you are already finding it impossible to fish or to hunt. Hunger must be a daily reality for you, as it is for us. The enslaved men of Al-Balad are alive and well, but I know not what will become of them now that they have served their purpose. And I do not intend to wait to find out. I must uncover the secret of the likeness's dark power before those who trust in me can come to any further harm. If I can calm the waters of the Nile, the men will be free to make their escape. I have already bribed he who guards them, though the price was great. But although relinquishing such a sacred heirloom weighed heavily on my heart, it allowed me to secret within it this letter to you. He to whom it was given often haunts the temple palace. I can only hope that one of you, my faithful subjects, will find him there, and in punishing him, I'll find also my message. Your eternal servant, Queen Fertiti. You see, Hadid. Father, I must leave at once. I must find the Serpent of the Nile, and ride the river's waters to Her Majesty's aid. Yes, you must go. May the spirit of the land protect you. Thank you, Father. It seems the whole village has been eavesdropping on our discussion. How dare you? Move! Out of my way! Well. Honestly, why is Hadid always in such a hurry? And why does he have to shout all the time? He's a real pain in the neck, not to mention the ears. So the Queen was a goodie after all. I knew she would be. Come on, Davalos, we've got to go to the rescue. Hold on, though. But how are we going to cross the Nile to get to her? It's a real pickle. Indeed. He sought the serpent. It transpires that Hadid is the son of the elder of Al-Balad. He had left the village to look for the Serpent of the Nile. A search that has so far proved fruitless. A message from Her Majesty. It turns out the Queen didn't give her necklace to the monster so that it would spare her life after all. She did it to try and sneak out a letter to her subjects. In it, she tells her people of her worries for their welfare and also imparts some crucial information about the monsters. Not least of which is the fact that it was the completion of the likeness of the great evil that caused darkness to descend upon the desert. Having read the letter, Hadid is more determined than ever to seek out the serpent and to find the Queen. Alrighty. Hello again, sir. That boy, he never rests. Now, I have not forgotten that you assisted him in defeating the monsters who had been despoiling the Temple Palace. Those of our brethren who perished there will be able to rest in peace thanks to your efforts. We are in your debt. As a representative of the people of Al-Balad, allow me to present you with a small token of our gratitude. Alrighty. Davalos is presented with the Seal of the Sands. This symbol means a great deal to we desert dwellers. Simply show it to any of our number, and they will be sure to assist you in any way that they are able. Allow me to offer the thanks of all our brothers and sisters in this world and the next. May the winds of the heavens blow ever in your favor. Thank you, Elder. So we now have the Seal of the Sands, a token of trust from the denizens of the desert. Very helpful indeed. We'll talk to Khalid again. And show this person the Seal of the Sands? Yes. Perhaps it would be best if I told you of the Great Serpent, our last and best hope. At the source of Mother Nile stands the Great Likeness, once the spirit of the land, now of the Great Evil. As you have heard, Queen Fertiti and the young men of our village are being held at a location nearby. Alas, the river is at present too tumultuous to traverse by raft. But if the aid of the Great Serpent, denizen of the Nile since time immemorial, can be enlisted, its upper reaches may be navigated. But first, the serpent must be found. Until it has been located, the Queen and our menfolk cannot be saved. All we know of its whereabouts is that it lurks somewhere in the depths of the Nile. I would imagine that Hadid seeks its exact location as we speak. The serpent is our only hope. It must be located. Do you hear that, Davalos? The serpent somewhere in the Nile. Come on, let's go and help Hadid find it. Somewhere in the depths? Well, that doesn't help us much, does it? He's going to have to narrow it down a bit if he wants us to find that stupid serpent. The Seal of the Sands. The Elder of Al-Balad gives the party the Seal of the Sands in recognition of their having helped to dig the graves at the Temple Palace. It seems that a glimpse of the seal will be enough to convince any desert dweller to help our heroes, and so the gang set off to see what information the locals can give them. In search of the serpent. No raft can traverse the currently treacherous waters of the Nile, but the Great Serpent would have no such problems. As such, it seems that finding this legendary lizard might be our hero's best hope of going to the Queen's rescue. So, time to explore around again. I do wonder if it was wise for my mistress to leave her bed as she did. Her husband is not in the best of health either, and Master Hadid is so often away. I worry that it will all become too much for her. We'll show her the seal. Oh, you carry the Seal of the Sands. Then I must do whatever I can to assist you. Perhaps I could prepare a meal for you, or wash your robes. No, you do not require such services. Might as well rest. And continue gathering more info. Hello, ma'am. By all the powers of the heavens, please protect my child. Oh, it is you. You have done a great deal for my boy. You have my thanks. Now we'll show her the seal. Oh, I see that my husband has given you the seal. Then allow me to share an ancient piece of desert wisdom with you. All right. No creature is more powerful than the lion, and yet the puny tortoise lives longer than any other beast. Hadid would do well to remember this when he becomes elder, as one day he surely will. Even the mighty lion must treat weaker animals with kindness if they are to live and prosper. Strength alone is not enough. He must learn the virtue of kindness also. That was an ancient piece of desert wisdom. It just sounded like a load of rubbish about lions and tortoises to me. Couldn't they tell us something about the serpent? Where to find it, maybe? So when Hadid grows up, he has to become a kind, strong, puny tortoise lion. Can't he just stay as a human? It's just a parable, Ruff. Now let's try to find some more info. How about from this lady? Queen Fertiti is alive, as are the young men of the village. I cannot contain my excitement at this news. We'll show her the seal. In the name of the sands, is that truly the seal? I did not think I would see it before the bird of paradise descended from the heavens to guide me homeward. You are unfamiliar with the bird of paradise. Perhaps it only exists in our desert mythologies. It is said that this wondrous creature appears before those who have followed the virtuous path and leads them to the next world. Those who have lived righteously will be guided by the bird, and only they. After all, only the virtuous may enter the kingdom above. Remember this, and resist the temptation to sin. Riding on the back of a bird of paradise sounds like fun. I'll have no problem getting into the kingdom of heaven myself, but for you, Davos, it's a little more touch and go. Don't worry, though. You can still turn it around. If you're extra nice to me for the rest of your life, you might just make it. Let's go to the River Nihil, Davos. We might be able to see the serpent. First of all, let's flash that seal about a bit and see if anyone will tell us anything. If that doesn't work, we can go to the banks of the Nile and try to find the serpent they're all going on about. Hello, sir. We are grateful for everything Queen Fertiti has done for us. I pray every day that the winds of the heavens will continue to blow in her favor. We'll show him the seal. You have been gifted with the seal of the sands, I see. Then I suppose I should tell you all I know of the Great Serpent of the Nile. According to the legends, a mighty serpent dwells in the depths of Mother Nile. Its body is larger even than the Elder's dwelling, and its head is adorned with 2 gleaming golden horns. Golden horns, eh? It is for this legendary beast that Master Hadid is currently searching. He has promised to find it, and with it, to save the desert. Every minute he spends outside the village is an anxious one for us, but we have faith. We believe he will succeed in his task. Bigger than a house, with shiny golden horns, this serpent sounds brilliant. I can't wait to see it for myself. Well, now we'll know the serpent if we see it, but how are we going to find it in the first place? That description sounds pretty familiar, though. Anyone in here? How about here? Hello. You intend to follow Master Hadid, I presume? I would not undertake such a risky venture without first purchasing some suitable equipment. We'll show him the seal. How dare you? You may carry the seal, but this does not entitle you to free equipment. You do not wish for free equipment, only for information? I see. Well, I can tell you that Hadid has spent a long time on the banks of the Nile of late, searching for the serpent. He seems to think the creature is hiding at the bottom of the river, hiding itself from the monsters. There, I have given you the information you require. Perhaps now we can proceed to matters of business? Let's see what you have. The best thing he has is diamonds. Maybe later, sir. Is the Nile really deep enough to hide something as big as that serpent? Come on, Davos. Let's go over to the Nile. I'll sniff that serpent out quicker than you can say sausages. Very well, Ruff. Hadid is still alive, as is Queen Fertiti. It is such a relief. I had been so terribly worried about them. This news has given me a new determination to defend the village from monstrous incursions until the Queen's return. We'll show him the seal. Ah, you assisted with the digging of the graves in the Temple Palace, did you not? I'm afraid I have nothing but gratitude to offer you, however. Well, that's all right. Well, hello, cat. Meow. Might as well show it the seal. Purr, purr. Hello, happy kitty. Well, hello. My boy lives. Did you hear me? My boy, he is alive. Queen Fertiti said so herself. We'll show her the seal. By the 12 names of the sands, I never thought I would lay eyes on the seal in my lifetime. I know that I am obliged to offer you assistance, but I do not know what I can offer you. Well, we'll continue the search. Hello, sir. A new hope has been found. Perhaps there is light at the end of the tunnel after all. We'll show him the seal. So you carry the seal. It would appear that we desert dwellers are somehow in your debt. Very well, I shall make a prophecy for you. The thing for which you search is not to be found here. In fact, it is somewhere far, far away. We cannot hope to access this place, but you can. You shall go there, and you shall return to the desert. Doing so is the only way to shine the light of hope on the depths of our despair. But that is yet to come. For the present, let us return to the here and now. So in essence, we have to return to the present and find something to return to the past. Now for this fellow. Queen Fertiti's words have left a lasting impression upon me. Now I am more determined than ever to protect Her Majesty's food supplies, and the hidden young woman of Al-Balad. Oh, perhaps I spoke a few words too many. Well, we'll show him the seal. By the sands, you carry the seal. Then I shall treat you as I would any other desert dwellers. Which means I may finally share with you the secret of the storeroom. Within it hide the young women of Al-Balad, safe from the clutches of the monsters. Feel free to enter, should you wish to speak with any of them. Very well, sir. Thank you, sir. So, they've been hiding the young women down here. Ah, a tablet fragment. Don't mind if I do. One of 3 treasures. A couple of pots. Well, well, a medicinal herb. Uh-oh. It's behind lock and key. Davlos tries to open the bag. Aye! Oh, you are not monsters? I heard a commotion coming from upstairs. Has something happened? Really? Queen Fertiti is alive? Oh my, that is such a great relief to hear. We'll show her the seal. Not so very long ago, the work of converting the likeness of the spirit of the land into the likeness of the great evil began, yet the likeness was nearly complete before this happened. This will mean a statue of the spirit of the land with only the face of the great evil, no? Surely such a thing would look ridiculous. Another bag. Who are you, please? I thought I heard Master Hadid shouting just a little while ago. I would know his voice anywhere. He was always coming to the temple palace on some errand or other, bellowing at the top of his lungs. We'll show her the seal. Long, long ago, my grandmother told me something that has remained with me ever since. She said that people who die can return to the world of the living. Like snakes shedding their skins, old lives are sloughed off and replaced with new ones. Of course, this does not happen to everyone. Only those who have followed the path of virtue to its conclusion may be reborn. Even if you were reborn as someone else, Davlos, I'd still let you follow me around. Humph, I was expecting a thank you, but clearly I should have known better. I love snakeskins. They're all weird and crinkly. Back when I was a wolf, I used to collect snakeskins and keep them in my den. I'll give you one if you want. They're only slightly chewed. And another bag. You are travelers, yes? You're not from these parts. Then you have no idea how relieved we desert dwellers were to hear that Queen Fertiti is alive. We'll show her the seal. The likeness of the great evil is located far, far away from here. It is too great a distance to travel on foot. One must proceed all the way up the Nile to reach it, onwards and upwards towards its source. Swimming? Ha! Impossible! Very well. Ooh, several things. How to spot the serpent. The serpent is supposedly as big as a house, with 2 gleaming golden horns. It is said to have swum the waters of the Nile since time immemorial, so Hadid returns to the river to continue his search. The Wisdom of the Sands, Part 1. Hadid's mother shares an ancient desert saying with the party. No creature is more powerful than the lion, and yet the puny tortoise lives longer than any other beast. A fine piece of wisdom, but will it ever prove useful? The Wisdom of the Sands, Part 2. A woman who lives in Al-Balad shares an old desert tale with the party. It's the story of a wondrous creature which appears before those who have followed the virtuous path and leads them to the next world. A fascinating story, and probably well worth remembering. Bird of Paradise. The Wisdom of the Sands, Part 3. According to a young woman hiding in the village storeroom, the desert dwellers believe that people who die can return to the world of the living. Like snakes shedding their skins, old lives are sloughed off and replaced with new ones. A fascinating insight, and probably well worth remembering. The Seer of the Sands. The old man standing by the enormous urn in the middle of Al-Balad makes a prophecy for the party. He tells them that the thing they're looking for is far, far away, somewhere that the desert dwellers are unable to access, but that our heroes surely can. You shall go there, and you shall return to the desert. Doing so is the only way to shine the light of hope on the depths of our despair. An interesting insight, and one that the party would do well to remember. But I want that tablet fragment. Oh well. Next we need to go check the banks of the Nile. Well, the serpent's picked a fine time to go missing, hasn't he? Come on, let's go over to the banks of the Nile. Perhaps we'll find some clue as to where he's disappeared to. Let's go and have a look at the river, Davalos. Maybe we'll find the serpent. Alright. So northwest, to the banks of the Nile. Here stands the gateway to the hallowed River Nile. Well, there's Hadid, heading in ahead of us. The banks of the Nile. Where's Hadid? He did say he was coming here, didn't he? I hope he hasn't fallen in. This is the river where the serpent lives, right? Come on, Davalos. Let's see if we can find it. No treasures on radar. A scene. Ah, there's Hadid. This is truly dire. There does not appear to be a single fish to be found in the waters of the Nile, let alone anything bigger. Much as we all hope that the serpent lurks in these depths, it is surely nothing more than a fantasy. Oh dear. Hopefully it's not a final fantasy for them. Hey, Hadid. I have no glad tidings to impart. These waters contain no signs of life, no fish, and certainly no serpent. Perhaps the mighty creature is no more, or perhaps it has decided to leave these corrupted waters and move to pastures new. You are people of the world. Perhaps you will come across some evidence of the serpent in another land. Even if it is no longer alive, its elegant golden horns are sure to have caught someone's eye. Indeed. And do not worry, I will not give up hope here. I will continue my search while you begin yours. Farewell for now. See you later, Hadid. What a shame. I really wanted to see that serpent and his big golden... Ahoo! I think I just got one of those whatchamacallits. A deja vu. Davalos, what are we going to do if the serpent is, you know, dead? Even if we managed to find its bones, they wouldn't be any use to us, would they? So the serpent's nowhere to be seen, is he? Typical. Hold on. Elegant golden horns. Doesn't that ring a bell, Davalos? Indeed. I think we can leave Hadid to dredge the Nile, Davalos. It's amazing how deep he can dive. We should try looking elsewhere. Now think, have you ever heard anyone talking about golden horns before? Well, I believe we've seen a pair. That fossil at the dig site. Near the Roamer camp. We're supposed to look for the serpent in another land. Well, that's just great. We've got the whole of the rest of the world to search. Unless, is it just me, or have we seen a pair of golden horns somewhere before? I don't think I've ever seen an animal with golden horns before. In fact, the only golden horns I've ever heard of were the ones on that... Hold on, you don't think that was the serpent, do you? Only one way to find out. It is time to return to the present. After beating up some stingfishers. Hey there, stingfishers. Bye-bye, stingfishers. Back to the future. And we'll head home to Pilchard Bay to rest. You know, there's something about the serpent everyone's talking about that's been preying on my mind. It's the golden horns. I'm sure I'd heard of something like that somewhere before, but I just can't seem to put my finger on where. Those golden horns are around here somewhere. I can feel it in my bones. And we'll search for those next time. This is Heyrot Linnea. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.